most of us, the ladies watching this video, if not all, you have either used the morning after pill before, or you have seen someone using it, or you've heard about someone using it, or at least you have heard about it before. And just in case you don't fall in any of those categories, you've never ever heard about the morning after pill and you have no idea what it is, don't worry, you're in the right place. Today we are learning about the morning after pill, and I hope that by the end of the video, you'll be more aware. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I am Mary Lillian, and on this channel we talk about money, self-growth and relationships. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, kindly do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the videos that we post in the future. Yes, today we shall be talking about the morning after pill. What do you know about the morning after pill? I believe most of us ladies that are watching this video, if not all, have either used the morning after pill, seen someone using it, or you have heard about someone using it, or at least you have heard about the pill. And just in case you have not, just in case you've never heard about it, don't worry. It's why you're watching this video, to learn more about it, what it does, how you can use it appropriately to protect you, and the do's and the don'ts of the pill. So, what is the morning after pill? This is a form of emergency contraception. The way you hear the word emergency means in situations that you were not prepared for and now it's an emergency. You need it to save yourself from something that you did not really anticipate or want. So an emergency after pill, aka the morning after pill, is basically a birth control pill that you're going to take in situations where you have had unprotected sex and you don't want to get pregnant. There are two forms of emergency contraception. One is the use of the intrauterine device, aka the IUD. We shall not talk about it today, but in our next video, we shall be discussing it in further details. Today we are talking about the second method, which is the use of the emergency contraception, pills, aka the morning after pill. So there are different brands of the morning after pills, and they all work in the same way, as we shall be learning. But we have the very significant brand that is different from the rest in some way is the Ella or Ella 1. This one is the most effective of the emergency contraception pills. However, it requires that you have a prescription before you can access it. So you cannot just go to the pharmacy and ask for it. You would have to go to a health worker to prescribe for you this brand of the pill before you can actually get it at the pharmacy. Then the other brands, for example, the Plan B Step 1, the After Pill, Aftera, My Choice, My Way, they are different brands. So these different brands, they also work in the same way, and the good thing with them is that you can get it straight from the pharmacy, that's over the counter, without you having to get a prescription. Yes. Now the question is, when or why do I need to use the morning after pill? That's if you're asking yourself, because I'm also asking myself, when would I need to use the morning after pill? Now, different people use the morning after pill for different reasons. And it's okay. No judgment. For whatever reason you're using the pill for, it's a very valid reason as long as the target is to not get pregnant. Please, getting pregnant when you don't want to get pregnant is not a very good thing. It can be stressing, it can be frustrating, it can be challenging, it can alter dreams, plans, and everything. So you want to protect yourself and make sure that the only time you're getting pregnant is when you want to get pregnant. So what are some of the reasons as why people would use the morning after pill? One, if you have unprotected sex and you're in your fertile days. Many of us don't know how to catch it our fertile days or our safe days. You know, they are not different. If you're not in your safe days, then you're in your fertile days. If you're not in your fertile days, then you're in your safe days. But we won't be learning that today, probably in another video that we may make in the future. But since most of us don't know how to catch it our safe days, then it's advised that you take the pill whenever you're sure you've had unprotected sex and you don't want to get pregnant. That is one reason. The other reason is when people have non-consensual sex. So what does this mean? You've had sex unprotected and it was against your consent. You did not consent to it. That means the most common one is, for example, rape. Now, the saddest thing that can happen to you, maybe not the saddest, but one of the very sad things that could happen to you is getting raped and at the same time getting pregnant from that incident. Please, you don't want this to happen to you. As much as it can be saddening, breaking that you've been raped, the first thing you want to do is protect yourself from getting pregnant. So first thing you should do after that incident is run, get the pill, take it, protect yourself from pregnancy, and then you can deal with the other consequences and maybe any other legal procedures if you may wish to take any. Yeah. Then there are other instances when one would actually opt for the morning after pill. For example, people that are doing these oral contraceptives, the daily ones, and then you miss your pill for that day. Then you realize or remember later after the unprotected sex. Please take the pill to protect yourself. Otherwise, if you miss your pill and then you have unprotected sex, you could get pregnant. So to prevent that, take the pill. Then there are people that take shots. You know, this month, maybe 3 monthly shots. And then you remember that maybe you're past the days when you're supposed to get your next shot, but you've already had unprotected sex. Please take the morning after pill. You need it. Some people, they are using IUD as their routine contraception method, but then after having unprotected sex, they realize that the IUD is no longer in there. It actually got expelled because when they put there, usually some strings that you can feel to know if it's still there or not. So you have had unprotected sex and then you realize you don't feel anything, you know, the IUD is out. Please rush, take the pill, protect yourself. Yeah. So how does the morning after pill work? This pill works by preventing ovulation, and that is the release of the egg from the ovary into the uterus where the sperm can fertilize it. Now, what does this mean to you? It means that if you take the pill after you have ovulated, then it's not going to be as effective as it should be, or chances are high that you're actually going to get pregnant because the egg is already in the uterus and can get fertilized. But now this should not stop you from taking the pill, because again, most of us don't know when we are ovulating, when we ovulated, or when we last ovulated. So this means that as long as you've had unprotected sex, you should take this pill in case you're very sure that you don't want to get pregnant. Yeah. Then the other thing you need to know is that this pill has a time limit. Now, we mentioned that there are 2 major categories. We have the Ella or Ella1. These are brand names. I'm not using the medical terms, the active ingredients in the pills, because I want every one of us, including the non-medics, to be able to understand this content. So the Ella or Ella1, for it, you must take it within 5 days from the time you have unprotected sex. Now, that is what makes it a bit more effective, because many of us are not very quick to look for this pill when an incident happens. So you have a bit of a big time range or time limit from within which you can actually take this pill, 5 days. Now, the other different brands, all the other brands that I mentioned, the Plan B, One Step, the My Way, My Choice, Contra, Aftera, all those other brands, they work the same way, and they work, or they are effective within 72 hours, that is 3 days. What does that mean? That you should take this pill within 3 days from the time you had unprotected sex. Now, if you take the pill after 3 days, the chances of you being protected are very minimal. Why? Because the longer you take to take this pill, the less likely it is that it will protect you from getting pregnant. And the earlier you take the pill, the more protected you are. Now, I know that the pill says morning after pill, but that does not actually mean that you should take it early in the morning only. It means that you can take the pill because many people, again, have sex in the night. So we assume that in the morning you can find this pill. But it is also okay if you had your sex during the day. Immediately after your sex, you take the pill. Or if you are anticipating that you're actually going to have unprotected sex, buy the pill and have it. Immediately after the sex, have your pill. You know, you don't have to wait for morning, because you have mentioned the earlier you take the pill, the more protected you are. The longer you wait to take this pill, the less protected you are, or the less effective it is going to be. Once again, it's important to note that if you're going to opt for Ella or Ella1, which I've already mentioned is the most effective of these pills, you're going to need a prescription from your health worker. And if you are unable to get that prescription, then it's okay to opt for the other brands. They are also effective. Go immediately, get it over the counter, the pharmacy, and then take it.